This cozy painting started with a giant yellow python and slowly turned into the warm coffee table filled with flowers, desserts, coffee, and tiny hidden details. There's a whole little world hiding around this snake. Oh, and wallpaper and coloring page are available on my coffee. So the very first thing I painted was actually the yellow python. And honestly, with snakes like this, if you fully commit to every single scale and texture detail, you could literally paint forever. So instead, I try to use the fewest possible brush strokes while still making her feel huge and alive. I focused more on the rhythm of the body, the curves, the way she stretched across the table. And once I felt like, okay, yes, there's actually a giant python occupying the scene now, I moved on. Because for me, the important thing isn't just the animal, it's the whole world around it. So then I started asking myself, where are we actually? What kind of place would this snake live in? And that's when the tulips started appearing in the upper left corner. I wanted them to feel overflowing and abundant. Some flowers are fully open, some are still unfolding, some are tilted away from the viewer. And together they created this really lush feeling of life and movement. Then little by little, the table started filling up with objects like coffee cups, dessert plate, a mocha pot, waffles, cake, pearl earrings, and an open book. Suddenly, the scene became really clear. This isn't just a snake illustration anymore. It's a cozy, lived-in corner where a cold-blooded animal and a warm human coexist together. You can even see the hand entering the frame, which makes it feel like the snake's owner is sitting right there outside the painting. And honestly, I love that storytelling part so much. Painting the food was weirdly healing. And painting the waffles and desserts was honestly one of the most relaxing parts. I use a lot of layered colors instead of blending everything smoothly. So there are oranges, creams, pinks, reds, warm browns, all stacked together. I barely smudged anything. I wanted the paint texture itself to stay visible. Then afterwards, I use really thin lines to define the edges and details. And I think that contrast makes the food feel more tactile somehow. And you could actually touch the crispy waffle texture. And one thing I really love about painting spaces like this is that every single object can have its own personality. The plate, the cup, the tablecloth, even tiny corners nobody noticed immediately. Each one can have different patterns and visual languages. Some are floral, some are grid-based, some feel hand-drawn, some are more ornamental, and quietly they reveal the taste and personality of whoever lives in this space. I also added dried flowers onto the coffee. One cup has osmanthus flowers, the other has lavender. Some petals are even scattered onto the table outside the cups. So now the whole scene doesn't just feel visual anymore, it feels scented. Like coffee, flowers, paper, warm desserts, candlelight. I wanted the atmosphere to feel soft and comforting, but also slightly strange because there's literally a giant python casually stretched across the table. I think one of the hardest things with highly detailed painting is knowing when to stop. Because technically you can always keep rendering forever. More scales, more highlights, more texture. But sometimes leaving certain areas loose actually creates more energy. So throughout this painting, I kept reminding myself to preserve spontaneously. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.